I was watching Project Camelot the other day. Always good for a laugh. Kerry Cassidy, oozing with integrity as always. Remember, she's been abducted by many alien species, not just one. So she's bound to be an expert. She's bound to be giving us the benefit of her real and true experience. Anyway, she was interviewing this guy called Terry Lovelace, who is a retired Attorney General apparently. And he was saying that he found this, he had this pain in his leg, I think it was, and he went to the doctor and had an x-ray, and they found this thing in his leg, and it was like a perfect square with two little wires coming out of it. It showed an x-ray. And when I looked at the x-ray, I thought, yeah, that's definitely unusual. That's definitely a square with what looks like two wires coming out of it. He has apparently no idea how it got there, and until the doctor told him about it, and then he had all these nightmares apparently about being abducted by aliens and all these experiences years ago. But the story's all over the place. First of all, he says he never mentioned it because he was an Attorney General and no one would take him seriously. And in the next breath, he said he never remembered any of it until 2012, when they found this thing with this x-ray. There was no scar on his leg to say how it got there. The radiologist was saying, I've never seen anything like it. I don't know whether we've got any corroboration for this story, but looking at the x-ray, it looks to be a little square with the two wires on it. It's so far from the bone that it would have been on his skin, I think, on the outside. And I think he just, when he had his leg x-rayed, he just put it there on his leg. I think that's what happened with that. And I was looking in the comments below the video, and it said, This implant has since, this alien implant supposedly has since disappeared after a visit from a woman in black. Not a man in black, a woman in black this time. Bit of a variation on the theme, but we're sticking with the black. So it mysteriously disappeared. Did another x-ray and it gone. I was seeing it, or listening to another interview with the same guy, and he said he had an implant in each leg. And he had them removed. Now, I didn't watch all of it, I must admit, because I just thought this guy's just a complete waste of my... I'm wasting valuable seconds of my life listening to this drivel, this poppycock, this balderdash. And I didn't persevere with it, but he was saying he had one in each leg and then he had them removed. Maybe I'll listen to the rest of it another time. I'll give you an update. I'm sure you'd love that. I'll give you an update, yeah, on Terry Lovelace's alien abduction story. But yes, perhaps he had them removed. And if he had them removed, we'll have to find out who removed them. What happened to them? I suppose they were removed. It'll be the same old story, you know. They were removed and sent for analysis, and they just disappeared. They just evaporated into the ether. Oh, not without at least one lab report saying that they were constructed of something that could not be replicated on Earth. We always got to have that one in there as well. You know, got to pitch that in before they disappear completely without a trace. It's got to be something that can't be duplicated here on Earth. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I haven't done too much in the way of looking around at what the conspiracy goons are up to this week. But I did have a look at that one, and I was falling about laughing after just a couple of minutes of it. So personally, I wouldn't waste my time with Terry Lovelace. But apparently, I think he's written a book about it, hasn't he? It's surprising. You could have knocked me down with a feather. You know, he's written a book, and I think I read somewhere that it's a bestseller. So I'm seriously considering jumping on this bandwagon, you know. I mean, I could say, well, when I first came to Australia, I was unemployed. I just came over on a skill thing. I didn't have to have a job to come to, and I was sending out CVs or resumes, as the Americans call them, like confetti. And one of the places I sent a CV to was RLM, Rockwell Lockheed Martin, and they hired me to go and work at Woomera, on reverse engineering alien spacecraft. It was an alien spacecraft that crashed just outside of Halls Creek in 1957. And they'd swept all the bits up and they'd taken it to the top secret Woomera test range, which is Australia's equivalent of Area 51. And I spent 15 years with a team of guys, and we were trying to reverse engineer it and make one for ourselves. I mean, how would you know that that was absolute bullshit? I could tell that to Kerry Cassidy and she'd believe it, or Linda Moulton Howe, and it'd be all over their channels. Another whistleblower working on an alien spacecraft without any corroboration whatsoever. But still, there we go. Actually, there is, like all good bullshit, there would be a skerrick of truth in that. I did actually, I did have a panel interview with Woomera, with regard going down there and working at Woomera on something called the Afflex, which was the automatic flight landing experiment, which was a 1/4 scale Japanese space shuttle that they were testing at the test range back in 1996. Someone offered me more money to do something else, so I never ended up going along there. But I've never ever seen or heard of a Japanese space shuttle, so presumably they never got it working. Perhaps I should have gone along and given it a tweak. Anyway, just a bit of waffle as I'm driving. I've got the GoPro stuck in the windscreen, so I thought I'd just vent my spleen about some more alien abduction rubbish. If you've struggled through the video all the way through to where we are now, many congratulations, jolly well done. I still haven't sorted out any prizes. I'm going to have to sort out some prizes I can give away for people that actually do manage to struggle through right to the end. Thanks for watching. Perhaps I'll catch you again.